Yep, we are back with yet another episode of the TT Hookup. It's been a while, but we're coming with a bang. We've just introduced the articles section that we did earlier with Cheaper Boy, and right now we are being joined by the economic freedom fighters on the TT Hookup. It's a much welcome engagement because there are others that we have called, but they are afraid to enter the stage. So the economic freedom fighters, they definitely seem to be the fighters, and we don't know if indeed they are fighting for economic freedom, but they are definitely fighters because they enter the fray whenever they are called to the stage. April Motaung, welcome to the set, bro. How are you?
I'm okay, hoping that you are well.
Yes.
And all your viewers and listeners are well.
Yes. And the TT Hookup comrade fighter April is not a traditional media that would be normally doing things in a traditional way, like interview kind of setup. We're having a conversation, me and you, so feel welcome. And if you feel that anything that we are saying is difficult, that is especially where we want the answer.
No, I feel that I'm more than welcome to be here.
All right, thank you.
I can feel the atmospheric sense of being totally welcomed here. I am at home.
No, we appreciate that. You are the regional chair of the Economic Freedom Fighters in the Fezile Dabi in the Free State. Is that correct?
Yes, I am a regional chair of Economic Freedom Fighters in Fezile Dabi. I started being a chair way back 10 years ago. I mean,
when you launched, when the EFF was launched?
Yeah, I was the first regional chairperson of Economic Freedom Fighters from the first elective Regional People's Assembly of Economic Freedom Fighters in 2014. Then I was re-elected when my mandate came to an end for the second term in a second Regional People's Assembly and re-elected again. I mean, for a third term. I mean, it's a total confidence in my competence as a regional chairperson of a forever growing movement, political movement called Economic Freedom Fighters. I think I'm the first, a regional chairperson to serve 3 consecutive terms in the entirety of the Free State. Hence you see the remarkable moves of Economic Freedom Fighters in the region of Fezile Dabi. You see that we are an official opposition in Mafube Local Municipalities. There is a massive growth of Economic Freedom Fighters in Metismaholo Local Municipality when we grew our numbers from 8 seats to 12 and aiding with a new wards, Ward 8 and Ward 23, and a growth here. In Ngwathe and a growth in Moqhaka Local Municipality. There's a massive growth.
I was about to ask that question
exactly. All over around Fezile Dabi region.
Yeah, because I was about to ask that question. We see the growth nationally, but does that growth also come from the regions themselves? Do you see the EFF growing in the regions? But you answered that already. But there are areas today, you are in Paris, for example. Do you think that the EFF is growing in this particular town?
It's growing massively. In 2016, we are having 3 proportionally representative seats of EFF. So in 2021, we grew to 5 seats, meaning there was an extra 2 seats on top of the 3. So we are growing massively. So under my leadership as a regional chairperson of EFF, we are growing everywhere. In Metismaholo, where I come from, we grew from 17% to 25%. So we are growing all over.
Yes.
In the district where I'm also a second D councillor, we grew from 5 seats to 8. We are growing all over. Yeah.
And now the growth in terms of numbers of membership, as well as the growth in terms of seats in councils, does that translate to changes that the freedom fighters would like to see happening in councils, directly impacting their communities?
Yeah, listen, my brother, in terms of the membership, I mean, we are growing massively. Like I said, we are having EFF members of over 100 membership in each and every ward of Fezile Dabi. I mean, region. We are everywhere, we are all over. You remember last year we ran a campaign of 1 million membership, whereby we need each and every ward to be having an EFF membership of over 100. So in Fezile Dabi, we are having membership of over 100 in each and every ward, including in the suburb area, including in the white community. I mean, we are all over, we are everywhere. We are present everywhere at all times. We are here to stay, here to grow, and to govern in 2024.
I see that your influence has also been about, especially starting in Metismaholo, you have influenced governance that side by first time removing the ANC from the seat of governance. But we did not see the EFF taking the mayoral position in that municipality. Why was that?
Yes, you know that our organization was founded 2013. So it's known everywhere that we are the organization that was born in 2013. And there were a number of campaigns that were influencing and sustaining our foundation and our growth as well as the organization. And we founded organization facing the 2024 national and provincial elections, so of which we did well. We've been having representatives at a national level and a provincial level here in the Free State. And then from there, the first local government elections to be contested was, of course, of a 2016, whereby it happened the Metismaholo Local Municipality became the one and the only municipality in the Free State. We'll remember we were new. We wanted to learn more about local government.
Okay.
Because local government, it's a responsibility.
So you didn't want to compromise
Yeah,
yourselves and the people.
Yeah, we wanted to learn because there was no outright winner. So by then we were not ready to govern as an economic freedom fighters. Unlike now we are ready.
Now you are ready, but also earlier this year, you guys sponsored a motion of no confidence against the mayor of Metismaholo, Jeff Zwane, who was ousted I think 2 times. But we see that the mayor still there, doesn't come from the EFF. Is it because you guys are afraid of the responsibility of leadership? You would just like to shout from the benches and say...
Let me tell you what is happening. Of course, we have initiated a motion of no confidence against Jeff Zwane because of a number of issues surrounding the integrity of Zwane as a person and as a mayor. So Zwane was unable to lead that municipality, was unable to become an agent of a clean governance that the DA claims to be standing for. So of course, because of the allegations surrounding Jeff Zwane on a number of issues, but including of a forensic audit on a security tender scandal, so we have initiated a motion of no confidence against Jeff Zwane in terms of removing Zwane and not fielding a candidate and then supporting a candidate of a smaller party, one-seat party called an AIC. It was because of a number of reasons. Listen, we are having a 12 seats in Metismaholo Local Municipality, and for a party to govern that municipality alone must get a 24 seat to become an ultimate and outright majority of governing that municipality without assistance of any party, because of course we are depending on support from other parties that forms membership of that council of Metismaholo.
Yes.
We had to compromise to say, look guys, let us take a neutral person that is not belonging to any party, because there are three major parties there. It's EFF, DA, and ANC. No party will be allowed to say, no, EFF you can govern, or DA you can govern, or ANC you can govern. We don't have outright majority. Hence, we have opted on our discussions and negotiations with other political parties to say, let us form a part of an arrangement government whereby each and every party will be responsible for governing a specific department. For example, I'm responsible for a government of a women's settlement department. That is a government of EFF in that specific department of a women settlement. So I will be evaluated, monitored, and judged by my department as a party called Freedom Fighters, because even when the Auditor General audit a municipality in terms of the key performance areas, looks individually on a specific department. So we are responsible for 4 Department of Metismaholo Local Municipality. As a regional chair, I'm responsible as a member of Mayoral Committee for Women Settlements. Fighter Silwane Muchiani is responsible for corporate services and organizational development. Fighter Thamsanqa Tu is responsible for a waste management department, and Fighter Matsoteti for sports, arts and recreation. So all of us, we are responsible for a specific department. Then you don't know, all ANC members of Mayoral Committee resigned with effect from the 27th of October 2023, but their resignations were submitted the day before yesterday, meaning only members of EFF in that cabinet of the mayor are still remaining and interacting.
So somehow you are controlling the cabinet of Metismaholo, although you do not have the ultimate responsibility as the overall directors of the municipality itself.
No, I told you that we are responsible for departments.
Yeah.
So,
but how many departments does the Metismaholo have?
Having 9 departments.
And
so the mayor appointed us for 4.
In very critical ones, very critical departments. Now, for example, in your department, human settlements, what are the targets that you have set yourself between now and the next election?
Not now to the next elections. I'm having 100 days plan of actions in office. And that 100 days plan of action in office came as a result of consultative meetings around communities of Metismaholo, starting with the main city of Sasolburg, followed by Dennisville, lastly by Orangeville, whereby a community came in numbers to voice their views, opinions, and to say, this is how we want the Women's Settlement Department to service us as a community. Immediately after those consultative meetings, an immediate program of action in office was developed in response to the demand of community. Immediately, because we want to do our things managing.
Do you think those commitments, are they achievable?
They are achievable.
And what are they? Can you just cite a few for us as to which ones are you targeting?
We started, the community demanded to get their title deeds managed. Community wanted to get their unfinished RDP houses completed managing. Community demanded that they get a residential a settlement site. They demanded them managed. So they wanted a
400 days.
400 days that can talk to their demands and need. And that program was developed and announced 400 days.
Okay.
Beginning as we speak now, ending in February, next year. And
how many RDP houses does that translate to, for example?
We don't have an idea. So what we need to do, the community must come up. We have a program of identifying all those RDP houses, the unfinished one, immediately.
But how can you give yourself a timeline like 100 days to have finished those projects when you don't know how many they are?
No, it's a program of 100 days.
Yeah.
We are attending to the challenged community to say, here is just the foundation. There is no a complete structure, or there is a structure, no roofing. So an able and competent government of the people, EFF, is able to meet those challenges and to ensure all those issues are met and all those issues are addressed within 100 days.
I want this to sound practical. You find that you come to Thamsanqa's house. It's an incomplete RDP house, like that been brought to your attention by the community. Are you saying that in 100 days you are going to complete that RDP house, or what exactly are you saying?
Within that 100 days, that uncompleted houses will reach the attentions of the provincial department, of women's settlement.
Okay.
So within that 100 days, meaning the Department of Women's Settlement must account to us as an implementing agency to say to us, okay, I see as an NMC of Women's Settlement that there is address 15691. There is an uncompleted houses there, and that houses started in 2014, and still now there is no roof on top. What happened about the subsidy of that beneficiary in that particular address? The Department of Women's Settlement must account. They must never tell us about an ex-NEC on an ex-premier. We want a complete report. If people must be arrested for misplacing funds or corruptly self-enriching themselves about that public funds, they must account. We are not going to play here. We demand that all those unfinished houses must be completed. And the agreement within my 100 days of program must be reached wherever the department acknowledges or the house number 15691, it's an incomplete houses, and what is the plan in place to address that issue. If there is no issue, we must take it up with the Department of Women's Settlement, because there will be no way no matter about that particular issue.
That is very serious, and I wanted to go back just a little bit on the removal of the mayor. You guys could not do it by yourselves because you're only 12 councillors representing the EFF. So you must have worked with other members of other political parties in council, represented in council. Which political parties exactly did you guys agree with that this mayor needs to be removed because they do not necessarily anymore represent the sort of integrity that we want represented in the municipality?
We are working on our own as economic freedom fighters. We sponsor a motion. Whoever feels that the EFF speaks sense will be automatically lobbied by the sense that will be speaking on a particular motion. We never lobbied any party. Those who voted in favor of our motion dependent on their own consciousness.
So it didn't go to the ANC in the region and say, your ANC want to remove that mayor.
We don't speak with the ANC.
Yes.
We don't follow the ANC. The
Yeah.
ANC follows us.
Okay.
We lead with our own competency, skills, set of values,
Yes.
our own attributes, our own sense of leadership.
Yes.
They follow us. They are
Yeah.
forever following us.
Yeah.
We speak sense every time.
Now, you guys had a picket, a march at the Fezile Dabi District Municipality offices the past few weeks. What was that about?
The march was all about an incompetent speaker, a council speaker of the DA, the speaker that runs councils without observing and implementing standing rules and orders. So you'll remember, as a speaker, you can apply your own common sense. You are guided by a number of principles, procedures contained within, legislatively so contained within the standing rules and orders. So that one runs council with a common sense.
And then council start and conclude with the presence of the EFF and all other political parties.
That was, we have submitted a very much detailed letter whereby we are calling an incompetent speaker to his senses, and incompetent municipal managers to his senses. We are calling them to the book. They must play by the rules. There will never be a council that will proceed
So
in emotion or sense of emotion without initiators. Let me tell you what is happening about the DA. There was a motion of no confidence firstly against Jeff Zwane, where that motion of no confidence was, challenged by a court of law, and a court of law reinstated the mayor. The main issues or the prayers of the DA, it was the council denied a witness of the mayor an opportunity to say something in a defense of the mayor.
Okay.
So that's how Jeff Zwane was reinstated. Now, you can imagine how much more about Fezile Dabi when the initiators of the motions were not there and the council consumed. Now, the DA uses things when it favors them. It's not about justice here. It's all about the power mongering about the DA. The motion, it is of the EFF, must be tabled by an EFF representative because the issues there to be motivated and to lobby the council. It's about an EFF. No speak, and of course he is implicated because the motion was against the speaker. How Nakalakuneka voted on Christmas. So the mayor cannot do a justice about tabling by himself unlawfully so a motions that is against himself as a speaker and the motion that is against a mayor of his party, and we have done it deliberately because we complained about the impartiality of a council speaker called Peter Way to say this one forever suppresses EFF councillors to speak freely in the council. So he vindicated us by doing exactly. He swam more in a pool of confusion, swam more where we wanted him to be. No sober speaker can do that, can keep a motion still on a council roll. Because that thing is not justifiable. You can't say the motion was scheduled now because of our picket, and remember it was out of 7 days stipulated by standing rules and orders. Should we contend about that motion, they were going to approach a court of law to say this is what the standing rules and orders says. We wanted the mayor to say to us, you have picketed, your issues are good, resubmit your motions to start fresh within the council role, to know that you have submitted a motion, not that thing that he has done. So how can we proceed with that motion without and now saying you are changing that motion from special council to an ordinary council on the same thing? He's a bloody confused speaker. A clear speaker knows within 48 hours, according to standing rules and orders, must send a formal written notice. The speaker did not do that. So your initiators, they are saying they don't even know where you are. No, they are not here now. We are changing this from special council sitting now 10 to 12. If they are not there, the council, you must write a formal written notice within 48 hours.
So what is the ultimate objective with your engagement with the speaker around the infrastructure? What ultimately do you want to see happening there?
We have written a letter to council to say these are the misrepresentation of facts and floating of council's standing rules and order. We are calling the entirety of the council to its own senses to see we have an empty-minded, confused,
but it sounds like you're writing to yourselves and to the confused speaker themselves, who are going to take decisions. Ultimately, are you going to achieve anything with that approach?
We are going to achieve something. That Fezile Dabi will never be the same. It cannot be ran by a racist, DA speaker doing as he wishes, thinking that he's running his own farm. We are in charge. That Fezile Dabi is our municipality. Nothing will happen there without us or against us. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
The mayor, do you have good relations with the mayor though?
We don't have relationships with someone that is unable to meet the expectations of Auditor General. The guy, when auditor was requiring about a fraudulent payment made to a certain service provider. Of what happened, what are the procedures in terms of opening case. The guy seemed very much clueless. I mean, my brother, we don't play. I was responsible for chairing Municipal Public Accounts Committee there.
Yes.
By Fezile Dabi. On behalf of economic freedom fighters, I have reduced, unauthorized expenditure by 100%.
Wow.
I have reduced, irregular expenditure by over 95%, and fruitless and wasteful expenditure. They know about it.
Can the mayor also claim that?
Yeah, they know. They even written about it. They think it's their victory, but that committee was under me.
Okay.
I found that municipality in a mess, in a serious helix situation. I fixed systems, MFMA systems of that municipality.
So the EFF
when
is
EFF is doing something, you must be assured. Yeah, you must be assured.
All right. You are in Paris today. What is your visit to Paris?
I'm here in Paris. It's all about my political home. We are preparing for a registration weekend of 18th and 19th. So we are calling upon youth. We are calling upon all residents of Ngwathe to register to vote for 2024 national and provincial elections. So today I was leading a postering and awareness campaign of EFF, informing all the residents around Paris and surrounding areas.
Did you get to talk to some residents and
yes,
told
we
you
did.
about their frustrations, their hopes?
Yeah, their frustrations in the main of a crisis of water. In the main, they needed clean running water. They're entitled to that. They were crying about electricity, load shedding, the deadness of Paris. They were crying about nepotism when employment opportunity comes. So the EFF is here to ensure that we resolve all those problems. Come elections of 2024, they must give economic freedom fighters power to govern.
Are your councillors here in Ngwathe as vocal as your councillors in Metismaholo about the issues of residents here? Do you find that?
They are. Yes, they are vocal.
Okay.
Yes.
And
give them interview.
Do you think that their voice is being heard in council, that they're definitely representing the residents of Ngwathe?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So we are free to talk to them directly. We can talk to them.
I'm responsible for media. I'm the mouthpiece of economic.
I'm asking because we've not had them saying anything. We sometimes attend these council meetings. And we don't.
I'm the spokesperson of Fezile Dabi.
We don't hear them in council contributing on behalf of the EFF.
They are contributing. I'll join you to go and see. You must see that they are
no, it's fine.
But in terms of communication, I'm in charge.
You're the regional
I'm in charge of communication of EFF in the region. I'm in charge of governance issues of Fezile Dabi in this region.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the face of EFF.
Right.
Here in Ngwathe, in Moqhaka, in Mafube, Metismaholo, the entire two Fezile Dabi.
But the voice or the opinions of the EFF are represented well in council of Ngwathe.
Yes, well represented.
Okay.
Under my leadership.
Yes. The secretary of the EFF in Fezile Dabi, is it still Silwani Muchian?
Yes.
All right. And because you are the face of everything, does she have space there? Can she breathe? Can she communicate? Because secretaries normally have the responsibility of communication of decisions of the organization.
Secretaries of our organization, they are responsible for administrative issues. They must have an account of each and every member of the organization, in the region, including myself. They must be able to schedule all organizational activities. Their responsibility is also to remind all members around the program of actions of the organization. Of course, she can breathe, having a space as the secretary of the big organization called Economic Freedom Fighters.
Yes. So the people received you well today, and you have hope that they will go in numbers to register to vote, because in the last election we had a serious challenge of young people in particular not registering to vote. So we think that they would have heard your message and they go to vote and they vote the right way, whoever they vote for.
I've seen young people in parades so deeply touched and emotional. I'm expecting a huge response for the 18th and 19th registration weekend. Of course, they'll come in their multiple numbers to come and register to vote.
I want you to conclude by just giving a message directly to our viewers around what your programs are going forward in the region.
Thank you very much. The viewers must expect the EFF that will keep the current government accountable. So we are having yearly a number of Auditor General reports released on unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. We are going to ensure that we keep every political head of the municipality, our executive mayors and mayors, municipal managers accountable. They must convince us why such an unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. They will see a massive, the most mighty EFF growth, most mighty EFF keeping them accountable on the finances of the municipality. They will never know peace. In Ngwathe, Mayor, MM, ruling party will never know peace. Moqhaka, executive mayor, municipal manager, ruling party will never know peace. In Mafube, they will never know peace. All over, Fezile Dabi, Metismaholo, all of them, they will never know peace. We are here for clean governance, nothing less or more.
All right. That you are right, like the expenditure has increased, the regular expenditure has increased from 9 billion to 11 billion this year, according to the Auditor General's report, as well as there is no single municipality in the city that has got clean audit. That begs for activism from everybody. All the councillors, whether you are ANC, you are EFF or whoever, please go and represent the people well there. Thank you very much, Ngwathe Motaung. We hope that your endeavors will bear fruit for the people of this region and the province and our nation.
Thank you very much. All the big wishes for your station. It must go and reach all other parts.
Thank you. Please also subscribe to the TT Hookup.
We will, and I'll inform all my constituency to do that. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Amen.
That was April Motaung, the regional chair of the freedom fighters in Fezile Dabi region in the Free State. Well sounding, big sounding, but will it have an impact on the people on the ground? We'll see. Thank you. We're out.
Amen.